A year ago, I decided to ditch Gmail and Outlook and go with Proton Mail. In this video, I want to discuss with you what my experience so far has been, why I initially decided to switch, how easy it was to switch, what my experience so far has been on both mobile and desktop, what pricing for Proton Mail looks like, and also if I think the product is actually better than Gmail and Outlook and if I'm still using those other providers. So, let's dive into it.
So let's first talk about how easy it actually was to switch, because if you're watching this video, it's very likely that you're thinking about switching. And this was honestly one of the things that I thought was going to be a pain, but turned out to be quite easy. So when you make an account, and I'm not going to run you through that because you just go to the Proton website and you make an account. That's really easy. But of course you need to populate your email account. And I thought I was going to need to go to every individual service that I was using and change my email account. Instead, what you can do is when you're in Proton Mail, this is on desktop, you click on this right here. You click on the amount of storage that you have, and then it gives you a pop-up. It's always trying to upsell you, but they have a function here that's called import via easy switch. And honestly, I love this. So what you can do, there's two things you can do here. You can set up forwarding and you can set up a one-time import. Now, if you're using Gmail, I highly recommend setting up the forwarding. If, of course, you want your Gmail to all your email to be in one place, because if you click on the button here, it will run you through a sequence to set up forwarding. It's not that technical. It's really easy, and it basically just imports all the emails that you already had, and every email from now on that's going to come from your Gmail is also going to be shown in Proton Mail. So immediately usable. I very much enjoy that. I also did a one-time import for Outlook because Yahoo, Outlook, and other email options don't have a forwarding service. So that's the only thing I didn't like, because if that would have existed, then I would have everything in one email. So instead, if you really want to make this your day-to-day email, there's still other services that you will probably need to manually switch. Go into your account setting on the website and switch it. But this made it very easy to get started right away. Now, what has my experience been with Proton Mail so far? So far throughout the year, I've really enjoyed it. It works great on both desktop, and I've also got the mobile app, which also functions really well. You can get all your email in one spot, or at least your Gmail can be forwarded to it as I showed you, so that's really nice. What it also has is, if you go over here, they've added a newsletter view, and if you click on it, you see all the newsletters or all the subscriptions that you have. So it's pretty easy to also manage clutter in your inbox. If you just scroll through it, like Netflix, Pinterest, other kind of service that you're subscribed to, and it shows you unread or how many emails you got of that service in the last month, and you can just unsubscribe it or move this particular sender to a particular folder. So I also really enjoy the overview of that. That makes it a lot easier to manage your subscription than what other email providers do. These are the pros so far. What I also really appreciate is the fact that it has the search function in this program is, in my opinion, a lot better than what you would see with Gmail, and especially also with Outlook, because with Outlook I sometimes have the feeling that if I look for something, it finds every synonym in the universe for it. But for example, here, if I say, let's say Empire Flippers, because I've got those, then it actually only finds the Empire Flippers emails. I don't get any clutter here, which I do really appreciate. So that functions like I think it normally should function, but it often doesn't. So that's very much appreciated. What I also enjoyed, I started off on a free plan, but at some point I realized it was worth upgrading. So if you've got a free plan, in the bottom corner here, it will say that you've got 1 gigabyte. So you start off with 500 megabytes, and if you finish the onboarding, which is really simple, then it upgrades to 1 gigabyte. Now, if you, so here you see now how many gigabytes I have. This is shared with my drive because I'm on the Proton Unlimited plan, which means I have storage across a number of services that Proton has. So that's easy. But what I do like as well, and I have it open here, is the fact that Proton also has a storage bonus. So for every year that you're with the service, with Proton, they will add a particular number of gigabytes to your subscription. So for example, for each year, I'm on the unlimited plan, so Proton Unlimited, and each year they will give me 10 extra gigabytes free of charge for eternity. So that's really appreciated. If you have the Proton Mail Plus plan, and we'll look at pricing in a second, they will give you a gigabyte. So that's just for the email, and normally the Proton Mail Plus plan has 15 gigabytes, if I'm saying that correctly. So it's a loyalty program basically expressed in storage, which I very much appreciate. So those are the pros of Proton Mail, very usable overall. Now another pro that I almost forgot to mention is the fact that also the theme of Proton Mail is quite customizable and it has a lot of features of Proton integrated. So for example, on the right side of the screen, we have Proton Calendar. So you can see there that I should study Polish in the morning. They have a security center, which allows you to turn off some of their security features or create an alias, which is also a very handy feature of Proton Mail, the fact that you can create aliases for different services. And you can enable two-factor authentication, so that's nice. The VPN is also included here. So right now you can see that I'm in Mexico, and you can activate, you can see if the VPN is connected or not. And what do we have at the bottom? That's just a referral program. So you also have a referral link if you want to share this with friends. And on top, we've got contacts. So that's a very nice overall. What's also nice is the fact that the theme that we have here is quite customizable. So if you click on the settings right next to your account, you can see you can change the layout to row or to column. So right now it's just column. I like the row one more. You can change the density, so that means how close everything is together. It's all personal preference, of course, but it's important to do that. You can activate some keyboard shortcuts, and you can have a writing assistant, which basically helps you write, of course, when you write your emails, and you can run it on your device or run on Proton servers. And of course, we can switch the theme, so we have different looks and feels for Proton Mail. So there's a dark theme, as you can see here. That's nice. I prefer the standard one, which is cool. And if you want to have access to beta features, you can just turn it on here as well. So yeah, those are the pros of Proton Mail, a very usable email server overall, as you can see. Now let's talk about the cons. I've only found 2 of those, but they are quite important if you're starting off with Proton Mail. As said already, initially if you make a free account, they only give you 500 megabytes, which is fine to start off with, but if you're going to use it over the course of a year, you'll run out of most of us will run out of that storage. So after finishing the onboarding, they will give you 1 gigabyte, which is also, you'll run out of that most of the time. So upgrading will be necessary. So that means paying for your email server. That's one con. Second con, and this has been my biggest problem with it so far, as you can see on the screen, is the fact that this email provider doesn't have like the tabs that you would normally have. For example, Outlook has unwanted mail, and they also have spam, and then they have your important mail. And Gmail also does a very good job at that, in the sense of like they have like 4 or 5 different categories with promotions and newsletters and all that. Proton doesn't have anything of that. As I showed before, like it does have a newsletter view, but it doesn't show the emails from the newsletter, it just shows your subscriptions. So that means that everything you have, if it's not necessarily spam, or if you have it indicated it's spam, it's going to be in your main email box, which I didn't enjoy in the beginning. So it was a little hard for me to switch to this provider from Gmail or Outlook. Now, I eventually did make the switch because this is so much more privacy focused, it's not even funny. But I definitely needed, to put myself to it sometimes to do that. The feature of like having it in different maps, having your mail in different maps, is on the roadmap. I've seen Proton communicated throughout 2025 that they were going to do it, like in spring of 2025, summer 2025. But to this day, I still don't have it. And so yeah, I'm assuming they're working on it, but yeah, they're also working on a bunch of other stuff. So they know it should happen, and hopefully they will realize that. They will realize that soon, because that's really the only thing that made it hard for me to switch from Gmail to Outlook. For the rest, I've loved the experience. Now let's talk about pricing, because if you're going to use Proton, there's a very high likelihood that at some point you're going to have to upgrade. So first off, the free plan. This is how most of you will start. You get one email address. You get up to 1 gigabyte of storage. As I said, after the onboarding, it upgrades to 1 gigabyte. You can use the easy switch function that I've showed you, and you can send a maximum of 150 messages a day, which I think for most of us is going to be more than fine. So that's the Proton mail part of it. Now, if you scroll down, if you just want to use Proton as a mail provider, they have a plan for that. So you would upgrade to Proton Mail Plus. As you can see, that's around €5 a month. Or if you pay yearly, it's going to be $3.99 per month, but invoiced upfront. Now, why are we paying for an email provider, and why don't we have to do that for Google or Outlook? Very simple. Google and Outlook see you as a product. They use your data. They use everything that they know about you to make an advertiser profile and sell that to other advertisers or use it themselves. Proton doesn't do that. Your data is safe here, but that also means that they can't make revenue by selling your data. So therefore, they have to, you have to pay to make sure that they can provide their service. Now, if you upgrade, you get a whole bunch more. You get one user account, and you can make 10 email addresses with that. You get 15 gigabytes of storage, which is shared with Proton Drive if you use it. You can use your email at pm.me, which is fun. Unlimited labels, email client support, all that kind of stuff. Auto reply, password protected emails. Send as many emails as you want. So if you would need to send more than 150 emails a day, you can send as many as you want. And 10 email aliases. So overall, I think for €4 or €5 a month, really usable package that functions really well. Now, the other option that you have is upgrading to Proton Unlimited, and that's actually the plan that I'm on, because it's €13 a month. Oh, there we go. It's €13 a month, and it includes all premium features for Proton Calendar, Proton Drive, Proton Pass, VPN, and Proton Wallet if you're into Bitcoin. And you also get access to Proton Lumo, which is an AI assistant of Proton as well. As you can see, there's a bunch of features here. Most important ones being you get up to 15 email addresses. Why does it keep on doing that? And you get 500 gigabytes of storage in your Proton Drive. Which is one of the main reasons why I upgraded, because that makes a drive so much more usable if you actually have storage. And there's a bunch of other features that you can have a look at. I thought because I wanted to have that Google ecosystem feel, but European privacy focused, Proton was my best bet. So that's why I upgraded to that particular plan. So the final question is then, of course, if I'm going to keep on using Proton Mail. And the answer to that is a definite yes. For me, the most important thing is having privacy when it comes to my emails. I don't want to be tracked by any company, especially not companies from the United States. And Proton is definitely the best option for that, also because it has this whole other ecosystem around it. What I wish they would still add is the category view. As I said, like most of the time, emails with Outlook and Gmail are categorized. Proton is working on that, so hopefully we'll get that soon. And throughout the upcoming year, I will definitely switch more of my services to Proton even more, because I realize it's just a very important thing to do. It's a little boring sometimes. You don't want to do it, but it's definitely for the better good of my own privacy. So I can definitely recommend it. Hopefully this gave you an overview of what Proton Mail is. If you like these videos, definitely subscribe, because I make a whole bunch more videos about European privacy-focused alternatives. Ciao, ciao!